welcome back to Two Chicks Going Green. Today's video is one that I've been wanting to make for quite a while, so I'm really excited about it. Today I will be sharing some of my favorite zero waste, plant-based go-to recipes with you. And I'm talking sauces, kitchen staples, main meals, beverages, desserts. And the best part is that all of these recipes are really delicious, but they're also extremely easy to make and low budget. Back when I started my journey to eating plant-based about 6 years ago, I remember struggling a little bit at first with meals and recipes and all that sort of stuff. But after about a year or so, I'd say it became a lot easier for me. But then I decided to add on my journey to low waste, and that's when things got a little bit more complicated. Over time though, I have found some really great go-to zero waste vegan staples that I absolutely love and cannot live without. And there's a few main reasons why these plant-based goodies are so amazing. First off, health-wise, these meals are all plant-based, so they're extra nutritious for you and healthy for you. And plus, because you're making them yourself, you know that they don't have those added harmful ingredients or those nasty preservatives. Number two, budget-wise, it can be way cheaper to make your own items and recipes at home instead of buying the store-bought versions of them, especially if you can buy the ingredients for them in bulk locally. And if you want to learn more about zero waste and bulk shopping, make sure to check out our video on the topic. Environmentally speaking, these recipes are so much better for the planet because they cause minimal waste, but especially so because they are plant-based. In case you didn't know it, animal agriculture is the second largest contributor to human-made greenhouse gas emissions after fossil fuels and is a leading cause of deforestation, water and air pollution, and biodiversity loss. And if you haven't watched our video on this topic, make sure that you do so that you can learn so much more about this. And lastly, number four, ethically speaking, no animals were harmed in making these delicious recipes. And this is a really big one for me because it's the initial reason why I decided to go plant-based. So all around, these recipes are just wonderful. They're better for the planet, they're better for our health, they're better for our budget, and they are much better for the animals. Now, before I get into those recipes, here are some tips that I have for you to make sure that you're being as budget-friendly and as planet-friendly as you possibly can when you're making these recipes or any recipe for that matter. Buy in bulk at zero waste stores or at grocery stores. Plan your meals for the week so that you don't overshop. This prevents a lot of food waste from happening. Cook larger amounts at a time to save on resources. For example, 3 cups of rice instead of just 1. Save leftovers and make sure to keep them at the front of the fridge so that you don't forget about them. Do meal prep and freeze in glass jars. If you have fruit that may go bad soon, chop it up and freeze it for smoothies. Use wax wraps for food storage, prolonging life of greens and herbs. And lastly, but very importantly, compost your food scraps and any other food waste. We have a whole video on how to compost if you'd like to get started on doing that, or if you just like some more tips and you already compost. And we also have a video on how to freeze in glass. So make sure to check those videos out if you're interested. I also have a list of some favorite plant-based products of mine that I like to always keep on hand so that it's really easy to make last-minute plant-based recipes. This vegan butter is my favorite for baking, Vegenaise for sauces and dips, tahini, coconut oil, dried chickpeas, lentils, rice, and beans for all sorts of recipes. And make sure that you get flaxseed if you don't have some. It is the best egg substitute that I've found so far for vegan baking. Sometimes I use aquafaba, which is the water left over from cooking chickpeas, but I find that the flaxseed works better. And on that note, it is recipe time. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, or salty, depending. So all of the detailed recipes will be in the description below. Let's start with my favorite snacks and sauces because let's be real, snacking is the best, and a really wonderful sauce can take any meal to the next level. Plus, if you have something healthy and tasty to reach for, chances are you're going to eat a lot healthier when you snack. Hummus and black bean dip are the two that I love to have at all times. And I like to alternate between the two so that I don't get bored of one. If you have a crock pot, it's even easier to cook the chickpeas and the black beans. I just do it stovetop, and I do a lot more than I need so that way I can freeze some of them and make this recipe whenever I want to, just by defrosting that jar of the black beans or the chickpeas. And all you have to have on hand to make these two recipes is tahini sauce, lemons, garlic, paprika, cumin powder, some salt, and then olive oil. I sometimes add olives to it, and and they come out so amazing. It tastes so much better than store-bought, and it's plastic-free. And my favorite sauce to make is a vegan cilantro sauce for dipping chips and veggies, tacos, sandwiches, and wraps. And all you need to have for this is a big bunch of cilantro. I add Vegenaise and vegan yogurt in a ratio of 1:1. And then I add lemon juice. You can make it spicy by adding some jalapeno as well. And then I add salt and garlic, and that's it. Put it in the blender and voila, you have an amazing sauce that will keep for about a week in the fridge. Onto kitchen staples. My favorite one is veggie stock using veggie scraps. And if you haven't seen this, it is a game changer. Basically, instead of throwing out or putting your veggie scraps in the compost, you use them to make your own veggie stock. So I go keeping them in the freezer, that way they stay good for longer. And then once I have a good amount, I go ahead and simmer that in a pot on the stove for about 2 hours until it gets nice and thick and flavorful. You can add salt if you'd like to. And then what I do is I freeze the stock in glass jars after I've made it. And then I have about 4 or 5 glass jars. So anytime I'm going to be making a recipe that needs some veggie stock, I can just take that out of the freezer and use it. Something else that I like to make are croutons. And this is so easy to do using bread that's gone stale. That way I don't throw it in the compost. So again, another free item that is coming from something that would have gone to waste. And I just make these croutons or crostinis by putting them in the oven with a little bit of olive oil and salt, and if you want to put any spices on there, for about 20 minutes at about 375 or 350 till they get nice and crunchy. And then I just store them in a glass jar, and these will keep for about 2 weeks. Granola is another one of those kitchen staples that I love to make. But this one you can find in bulk if you want to. And whenever I'm low on time, I will buy it that way. However, I find that making it at home tastes so good and it's so cheap to make. It just takes 20 minutes, about 5 minutes of mixing before that, and that's it. I use organic coconut oil to make mine, and I use maple syrup or brown sugar, and then I add a mixture of nuts like hazelnuts, almonds. I add a lot of cinnamon to it, chia seeds sometimes. So really have fun with it, get creative. You can make it taste whatever way you would like. Another kitchen staple that is great to make is bread. If you have the time, of course, and I've done this multiple times. I love making my own bread. It comes out so amazing. So this is one that you can do if you want to have fun in the kitchen. But when I don't have the time, I just go ahead and buy it package free by going to my local bakery and just use my bread bag. Next, we have some main meals. First off, I have my favorite breakfast item, which are blueberry flax pancakes. And they come out so amazing. And these do take a little bit more time to make than some of these other recipes. But what I do is I make a huge batch of them, and then I freeze about 20 of them. And that way, every other day or every 2 days, I can go ahead and just pop one in the toaster oven at about 325 for about 13 minutes. And voila, I have a delicious pancake to eat for breakfast. And I make these instead of buying prepackaged frozen waffles, which is something that we used to do, and it creates so much waste because, as you know, there's only about 6 waffles in those packages. So basically all you get are 3 servings out of it. Another meal that I love making is chickpea tuna sandwiches. And making chickpea tuna is so easy, especially if you already have those cooked chickpeas from making hummus. So I always set some aside and make this. It tastes amazing, and basically all you have to do is smash those chickpeas or use a food processor for it. That's what I do now. And just add the same ingredients that you would do in making yourself a regular tuna salad. So I add the Vegenaise, I add lemon juice, I add paprika, salt. You can add chopped onions to that. You can add some celery, whatever you usually add to your tuna salad. Just do it with the chickpea tuna and it will come out amazing. There's also black bean and lentil burgers. I love to make these, and I make a big batch, so I make about 10 of them, and then I freeze about 8 of them. And these are so healthy and so tasty. Next, we have beverages. And making these at home can save you so much money, especially if you buy a coffee every day or an iced tea every day. Making iced coffee and tea is as simple as making the concentrated version and then adding it to a water and sugar mixture, so you can make yourself a simple syrup by boiling water, adding a little bit of sugar if you want it sweetened. If you don't want to sweeten it, then you don't even have to do this. And then you would add the concentrated in a ratio of about 4 cups water to 1 cup of the concentrated version, and then just put it in the fridge and you have it for about a week. And it is so easy to do and it tastes so delicious. Something else you can do beverage-wise is make your own plant-based milk if you drink a lot of it. I just got gifted the almond cow and I am so excited to start making my own oat milk with it. So I will do a review on this product in the future. If you want to check that out, make sure that you subscribe and just wish me luck. And speaking of zero waste beverages, by the way, one of the biggest sources of single-use plastic waste on the planet are plastic water bottles. So for today's video, we've teamed up with Epic Water Filters, which makes amazing reusable water filters that can be used anywhere and prevent the need to buy any sort of plastic packaged water. So make sure to check them out at epicwaterfilters.com and use our discount code 2ChicksGoingGreen, and that's with the number 2 at the front of that, for 20% off of your whole purchase. I personally love bringing my Epic filtering water bottle with me anytime that I go on a trip and drinking some waste-free, clean water wherever I go. Lastly, we have desserts. One of my favorite desserts to make are no-bake chocolate oatmeal balls. And all you have to do is basically melt down some dark chocolate. You can add a little brown sugar to that. You can add a little salt. You can even make it a little spicy if you want to get really creative. And then you roll the uncooked oatmeal into this. You can add chopped almonds. You can add chopped nuts. You can add raisins. You can add dates. Sometimes I add almond butter, or you can add peanut butter if you like. You can have so much fun with these, and they come out so tasty, and they will stay good for about a week in the fridge, and you can just reach for one whenever you feel like something sweet. Another really easy dessert to make are vegan cookies. And what I do is I make these cookies and then I freeze half the dough in balls so that I can bake them whenever we are craving a fresh cookie. And this just saves so much time, and it makes it so easy to have a delicious dessert whenever we feel like it, instead of reaching for something at the store that would be packaged or that wouldn't be as healthy. There's lots of different vegan cookie recipes out there, so I'll just include my favorite chocolate chip vegan cookie recipe in the description below. Another really easy dessert to make that is really healthy are banana muffins, and then I freeze the other half so that I can defrost them as needed. And these are a really easy recipe to make, and they freeze really well. And that's about it for today's video. If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to tell me a little bit about some of your favorite vegan zero waste recipes, I would love to hear about those and chat about those in the comment section below. Also, if you really like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That would be so appreciated. And I've included all of those recipes, like I already said, in the description below, as well as some of my favorite vegan Instagram accounts that have some great recipe ideas. I've also included any videos that I mentioned or any videos of interest. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, I hope that you do. We have all sorts of sustainable living type videos, tips and tricks, eco-friendly gift ideas, eco-challenges, eco-product reviews, all that sort of stuff. And lastly, we have a Ko-fi page where you can just morally support us, or you can give us a donation. Anything and everything is so appreciated on there. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.